left hand now and play the same C minor chord, but let's let go of the middle note. That E flat we could actually get rid of. That's actually the third of the chord, which tells us if it's major or minor. And oftentimes what I'll do is I'll take the triad, take off the third, and play the third actually in the right hand. So notice how this note moved up an octave into the melody hand, in the right hand. And then all I'm doing is I'm adding one more note from the scale to that note. So then we go to the next chord. And on this chord, I do the same thing. I take a note from the chord, and then I play another note with that. So in this case, that's what's happening in the right hand.
Draw in some automation that will move that parameter for me. And I'm going to draw almost like waves for each note because that's going to emulate the bow going across the strings. And sometimes they'll go slow and then faster, and then slow and fast going back up. So once I do that to all the strings, you'll really hear how more realistic it sounds all together. I'll go and change the expression. So I can draw a similar curve. It doesn't have to be identical, but I'm going to draw it very similar and then adjust it based on what I hear. Great, so I'm going to go ahead and do this to all the strings. So,
1, 2, 3. Lovely.
Adjust this frequency to about 300, and we'll add 1 dB of gain, and we'll pull this Q in here. All right, and without. Okay, already some progress, but you'll notice it's a compressor, but I find that the glue compressor adds a little bit more character. So we want a really quick attack here, so I'll set it to 0.1. And I'm going to set this frequency to 2K, and we'll add some depth and a bit of drive. Frequencies. So since we've already done some input processing, I'm going to actually turn this off, and we'll use some more EQ in a second here. Pre-delay, I like it to hit immediately. And for size and stereo, since it's a ballad, we want it to be really big. So I'm going to turn these knobs up here, and my decay time I'm going to put at about 2 seconds. And we'll pull this back to about 40%. Got some pretty serious vibe happening, right? But it's a little bit muddy, and so what we're going to do is we're going to use a second EQ to sort of shape the way that we want our sound to sit. Ableton has a pretty cool trick here where if I turn on these headphones, I can isolate frequencies to kind of hear what's muddy. Okay, so there's a bit of like a wub 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 happening right here. So I'm just going to pull a bit of that out. And now we'll test using number 2 to see if there are any other areas that... Okay, it's a bit abrasive, so I'll pull back just a bit in that area as well.